Hi guys, and welcome to episode 42 of Notable Needlework. I am Kate Notable Needle, Noteable, on Ravelry, on Plurk, and on Twitter. The blog, if you're watching this on iTunes, is at notableneedlework.blogspot.com. There is a Ravelry group for the podcast, which you should feel free to join, introduce yourself, and chatter. It has been a very stressful, but a very good week. I probably didn't think it was a very good week during it, but I'm recording later than usual. It's Tuesday because it was finals week and I'm now done, completely done with my first semester of nursing school, so I'm happy. We leave tomorrow to go to California to see my family and my in-laws, so I figured I would record now, because I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to record is. I know that I can borrow either my brother-in-law's or my little brother's MacBooks, which have the webcam and photo booth built in, so hopefully that'll work, because I don't really want to go the entire Christmas without recording, especially since I will have enabling at some point, because my mom's really bad at letting me know what she got me for Christmas. Anyways, knitting. I have 2 finished objects. I think it's just 2. Yeah. The first, which y'all didn't even see in progress, is the swirl scarf. This is a Christmas present for basically my aunt. My mom lives with her boyfriend, and they've actually been together about, I think it's 3 days longer than Will and I have. So he's basically the stepdad. So everyone in his family is like my stepsister or my aunt in the case of Anne. But this is my aunt's Christmas present. It is Misty Alpaca Chunky in colorway number 470. Very creative with the names there. It's just a black and white swirl yarn. I don't have any left over because I used it all in the scarf. This is just my pattern that I made up. I'm contemplating putting it on Ravelry, but it's just so simple, I feel like it already exists somewhere. Yeah. But I like it. I've done 2 other scarves like this with the Misty Alpaca Chunky, but in the hand paint. I love how it turns out. I really do. And the alpaca is super soft and squishy, and so I think she's gonna like it. She lives in Palm Desert, which, if you haven't lived in the desert, you think, oh, it's hot, she doesn't need a scarf. The winters at night can be freezing, and early in the morning is freezing cold because there's no cloud cover to insulate. So I think she's gonna like it. This was going to be my stepsister's, but I decided that this looked more like my aunt than it did my stepsister. Although she could totally pull it off. The girl could have a bat on her head and still look absolutely beautiful. But I decided, I'll show you that later, what I'm planning on doing for my stepsister. My other finished object, which I'm completely in love with, and I almost don't want to give it to my mom for Christmas. Almost. Is the I Heart Lace shawl, which is ginormous. You can see the little hearts. I blocked it kind of funny. I probably could have blocked it better so you could actually see the hearts more. So they kind of look like teeth or arrowheads or something. But I like how it turned out, and you know she's gonna love it because she's my mom. And because blue's her favorite color. This is Volmiza 100% superwash merino, or merino superwash. It's a weird different colorway. I believe it was originally one of the Neptunes, either the Neptune Medium or the Neptune Dark. And you can see the... Okay, maybe you can't see the color variation. It looks like there's little, I guess at this point, vertical lines, and those are little dark streaks in it. But I like how it turned out. And it's super soft. I love it. I blocked the ever-living Jesus out of it. And I only wound up using 400 and something yards. I did the larger size of the pattern, which says it uses like 540 yards. Did not use 540 yards by any stretch of the imagination. But the good thing is I have some left over, which I'm planning on using to make, I want to see if I can get 2 baby hats out of it. It's over 100 yards. It's like 150 yards left. So I should be able to get 2 like newborn hats out of it. Because I figure this teal color can be either a boy or a girl, if you add like a flower to the girls. I really hate that you can do that and it works. But I think it'll be pretty for my godchildren, who are doing just fine. All Addie's checkups have been perfect, and they've been screening her blood sugar, and she's fine, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. So those are the finished objects. I have 2 works in progress. One I'm actually hoping to finish today because I'm going to knitting today, right after this. This is the Who hat. It's for my brother-in-law for Christmas. I'm going to sew on the eyes today no matter what, whether I finish or not, because I don't want to bring the buttons with me. But they're the little owls, and I've just reached the point where I'm going to start the decreases, because Michael and I have the same size head, so it's plenty big, because crown's up here, so I can do the decreases and it'll fit fine, and he can pull it down as much as he wants, because he is in San Francisco, where it does get quite cold in the winter. Not Alabama cold, but it doesn't snow or anything, but the fog brings in the cold. Other work in progress are the test knit that I am doing. They are the Lord of the Rings socks, and these are the ones inspired by Gandalf. And that is how these are turning out. Michael's hat was Vanish Choice acrylic. I think it was just called gray. Sometimes the colorways aren't very creative. This is Woolly Wonka Fibers. I always butcher the name of this. It's the Ceridwen sock. It's 100% superwash merino in the Ganymede colorway. I love how it's working up. This is for Wimp Woman on Ravelry, and she is doing basically the whole series, Lord of the Rings, different socks. And they're all different cables, and a lot of the test knits are going on right now. I'm not sure when she's planning on publishing them. My deadline is January 1st, but she just sent out patterns to test knitters for some of the other characters that aren't due until the 15th. So we'll see. But I think that was the last batch, because Frodo, Samwise Gamgee have already been turned in. There's Gandalf, Legolas, Boromir, and Gimli were the batch that are due on the 1st, and then I think Strider, I think Boromir is actually due on the 15th too. But these are the ones I'm doing. I would love to do all of them, but yeah, that's not going to happen. So I've just started doing the heel flap. And I sort of put these down for a little bit just because Christmas knitting, because they're not due until the 1st, and I don't have that much. It's a really quick knit once you get the pattern down and established. But it's just doing the heel flap, turning the heel, and then the cabling pattern will only be on the top of the foot, so that makes it that much faster. But I really do like how these are turning out. And I will definitely be purchasing at least some of the patterns when they are published, because I have some sock yarn that needs to be made into those. And thanks to my mom, I'm probably going to have even more sock yarn that can be turned into that. She was having a lot of fun last night shopping. I'm looking forward to seeing what she picked out. Coming up, I am doing the all-day beret pattern for my stepsister for Christmas. And I'm doing it out of the Berna satin, which is 100% acrylic, because I think she could handle wool, but the pattern called for the wool bamboo blend. The Stitch Nation? I know it's sponsored by Red Heart. I think it's the Bamboo U yarn. I don't know. But I figured that this was soft and would have enough drape. It's actually really soft acrylic. I figured it would drape well to do the slouchy hat thing. The two other things that are coming with me are, again, Will's socks. He kind of knows he's getting yarn under the tree, with the promise that it will become socks, just because he doesn't care when I finish it, whereas the woman I am test knitting for will probably care if if I go over the deadline. So I have those coming up, and then I even have the needles in here. I'm doing the stethoscope cozy for my friend Brittany, out of the Shibui Knits sock, colorway 3602. Finally. So I'm actually looking forward to knitting this, because I love the way that it stripes when you have something that's that small of a diameter. And I forgot to mention, this is Knit Picks Stroll hand painted in the Tree Fort colorway. And it will eventually one day be socks. I have not spun at all. I'm bringing it with me over the break, and I think that I'll be able to get some done, because I don't have to knit the entire time. Like, I don't really have that much deadline knitting, especially once we're up with my in-laws after Christmas. Yeah, I don't. The only thing I'll have is the Lord of the Rings socks, and knowing me, they might be done by that point. I do have goodies to share, which I'm very excited about. The first are 2 bats of fiber, which I'm very much looking forward to spinning. I got these from Hillary, who is Hippie Penguin. She does the Hippie Penguin podcast, which is also on iTunes, and you should check her out. She's hilarious. I love doing the Google chats with her, because she has way too much fun with the mustache feature. And I know she watches. Hi, Hillary. She was cleaning out her fiber room and gave out the call, if you wanted free fiber, that she would be willing to send it to you. So of course I said yes, because that's exactly what I need. This one doesn't have what it is. I'm sure that when she sees this, Hillary will let me know. But it's soft and squishy, and it's blue, so I like it. And the other one is 4.1 ounces of Coopworth, Milk Fiber, Firestar, and Angelina. And it's this pretty amethyst purple color. I'm not sure that these will be coming along with me. I know that I'm getting fiber for Christmas, and I know that I also have like 3 more ounces of that merino to spin, and I think that that will keep me plenty busy. So I don't think I'm gonna actually bring any fiber with me, and realistically I shouldn't bring any yarn with me. I'm bringing my Swift because I can deconstruct. You can actually see it in the corner, but you can take the pieces apart and it is completely flat. So I will probably bring that, and I may bring the equipment for the jeweled cowl that I really want to do, because I've had the supplies and I've been putting it off. And this is actually going to be my stepsister's Christmas present until I realized, yeah, that's not getting done in time. But it's Malabrigo lace in the Saphir green colorway with rainbow beads, because rainbow is my favorite color. So I might bring that with me. Maybe. But if I bring the lace, then I have to bring the ball winder. Never mind. No, realistically, I'm not going to bring any yarn with me. I'm going to be getting plenty for Christmas. My mom has too much fun. She actually called me yesterday. She said, dang, the Loopy U has fast shipping. Yes, they do. And now that they're in Colorado, they are even closer to my mother. So, I know that there's something from there. And I know that there's something from Highland Handmaids. And I'm very much looking. I think I know what it is from Highland Handmaids, because my mom called me when she was on the site, and I may have looked to see what sold out right after my mom was on the site, or what availability got lowered. I think I know what it is, and I think it's fiber. Heather, do not tell me. As much as I beg or plead, don't tell me. Oh my god, how could I forget this? I don't want to butcher the name. Oh, no, I remember who it was. It's not like it was a hard name anyway. I got another pattern. First I want to show, the shawl pattern that, Michelle, who is Strickland66 on Ravelry on Plurk, sent me that I talked about last week. I have no idea what pattern I said, what name I said. It's the Pamuya shawl. And the only picture is tiny. But I'm going to show anyway. Isn't it pretty? I know you can barely see it, but it's pretty. I'm looking forward to knitting that. Thank you, Michelle. And then the other pattern that I got right after I recorded is... Oh hey, I printed out 2 of the same pattern. I was wondering why this one was so thick. Is the, oh! Bigger picture. That's the Pamuya. And my black and white printer does not do it justice, and it's kind of sad. Anyways, I got from Tam Knits, who is also a nursing student and who is going through well, she's probably done now. Was going through finals, just like me, but she's not a BSN. She's a DNP, which is a Doctor of Nursing Practice student. And she sent me this pattern, and I love it. It's the Sarnia shawl, and I know that this pattern is not going to show up, but it has a little diamond eyelet pattern on it, and it's a half pie shawl. And I have to decide what I want to use. I was contemplating the other skein of Wollmeise I have, but it only calls for 470 yards. I don't know. We'll see after Christmas. So thank you to both of you. I very much appreciate it, and it's a nice surprise to check my email and see that, which is very sweet of you, and I appreciate it, and it makes bad days better. It really does. I love all the people who send out goodies to make their days better, to make other people's days better. It's so sweet, and dear Lord, I wish I could afford to do that. I honestly really do, because yeah. Anyways, that's it for knitting. That's actually it for knitting. Nursing school, first semester is done, and I got a 4.0, and so I'm very, very happy about this. All I needed today was, I think, above like a 65 on the test in order to get an A in the class, so I'm happy, because I got like a 95. So, I'm happy that it's done. I learned so much more than I ever possibly thought that I was going to. And I'm looking forward to next semester. But, oh hey! It's always fun when you find things that you've been looking for like a week. Nail clippers for the cats. I want to do that before we drop them off at our friend's house tonight, because otherwise they're going to scratch stuff up. Anyways, nursing school, awesome, done. I'm very much looking forward to resting my brain for a little bit, though. I know that I'm going to have to answer all of the family health questions and probably do physicals on certain people who are hypochondriacs. Mom, grandma. But it'll be nice to have the test part be done. That's really it for nursing. There's not much tests. That was about it. Other news, we leave tomorrow to go to California, and I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to being home and seeing all of our family and seeing my in-laws and getting in and out. If you don't live on the West Coast, or I think it's really just in California and like Nevada. I think there's still one in Utah. If you've never been to In-N-Out and you happen to be in Las Vegas or pretty much anywhere in California, go find one. Seriously, it is that good. I've been dreaming about it for the past couple nights. It's really that good. I'm looking forward to that so much. I'm looking forward to listening to Christmas music now. I was not letting myself listen to Christmas music during finals week because I found that if I listen to Christmas music, I think that I'm on break and I won't study for exams. And that's not good. So, listen to Christmas music, I can have In-N-Out, I get to go mess around San Francisco and chill with my family and hang out with my grandma, who is the coolest person on the planet. I can't wait. I really can't. I'm so excited. The only thing that makes me really sad about it is that the cats are not coming with us. Yuki came last year and she was a very good girl, but trying to have them situated and planning the day around them and everything while we're trying to do the whole holiday thing is a giant pain. Plus, I don't know how well Susu travels because we haven't traveled with her an extended period of time. I knew that Yuki would be fine because she rode in the car the entire way here, all 2,000 miles in like a week in the car. I've never seen Susu in the car for more than about 10 minutes. So we didn't want to risk it having her get upset or sick or anything in a plane. That's just not okay. So, they're getting dropped off tonight. and I have to clip their nails before we do that, which is going to be sad because they're my babies. The only other new thing, I really don't recommend doing this during finals week. I really didn't think ahead. So Will decided yesterday that I needed a break from studying and he needed a break from writing the paper that he's been writing. It's supposed to be a group paper. He's basically doing it by himself because the other two members of his group decided to flake out. So we've both been kind of under stress, and so he said, we're going to go to the Dollar Theater and pick a movie, and we're going to watch it and go on a date. So I said, sure. So we went to the Dollar Theater. Probably should have looked at what was playing before we went. Because the only option that either of us wanted to watch, and when I say either, I mean just me, wanted to watch, was Paranormal Activity 3. I have watched Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 at least 4 times each because I like having background noise when I'm in the house, and bad horror movies are my favorite because I get to laugh at them and Will makes jokes and talks about how ridiculous they are. So I've watched both of those, and I'm not that good with jumping out horror. And I feel like there wasn't really that much jumping out horror in the first 2 movies. That, like, startle horror, whatever you want to call it. Third movie, that's basically all there was. And I was watching it in a theater instead of in the living room. I almost broke Will's elbow at one point because I grabbed him so hard. It was a very good movie. I mean, not good in the Oscar sense, but good for me. It's the kind of movie that I like. Will hated it, but Will hates horror movies, so. What I didn't really think through when I picked the movie was that I actually had to sleep the night before my test. That didn't work out so well. I did sleep. I don't really tend to have problems going to sleep or staying asleep, but when I do happen to wake up in the middle of the night, I can't get back to sleep. And I think that I hear noises, and it's bad. Yeah, I really shouldn't have watched that movie before I had a final the next day. But it was good. If you like horror movies, I recommend seeing it. It'll probably be on Netflix pretty soon because the Dollar Theater tends to have movies that have been out for a while. Oh wait, it hasn't been out that long. I think it only came out in like October. That was fast. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Not afterwards, but I enjoyed when I was watching. Needless to say, it was a lot scarier than the first 2, in my opinion. I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you haven't seen it and you like horror movies, I would say see it. It's not for everyone, but certain parts of the movie actually had amazing special effects. Even Will said that. The way that they were able to do certain things was very cool. So yeah, if you like horror movies, go see it. And that's about it. My church is having my church knitting group is having its Christmas party today, which is why I'm actually like semi-dressed up. Not like full-on dressed up, but kind of festive-ish. Yeah, it's mostly the headband. So, gingerbread cookies are made and iced and ready to go, and my stomach knows that it's Christmas party time. Yeah. So until next time, and I'm not really sure when that's going to be, I hope that y'all are having a good week, and hopefully I will see you before Christmas. Just hoping. Bye, guys.